What's going on, sports fans? Welcome to this episode of BG Pick'ems, brought to you by KFR Sportscast. And we are in week 14. 1 whatever. We're in week 14, and we are going to go over this week's picks. Last week had a really good week. I feel like the only game I probably got wrong was the Eagles-Baltimore game. But, I guess the Eagles are a lot better than I had thought. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into these picks. All right, first matchup that we got is a divisional matchup, a game that we saw, I don't know, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago maybe. Green Bay going into Detroit now to play the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have won 10 straight games, finally winning on Thanksgiving last week against the Chicago Bears. Like, I kind of want to take Green Bay here because the first game was really good, and I feel like this game is also going to be really good. I don't know, something about Detroit at home. Detroit is very, very good at home. So give me Detroit at home, game-winning field goal. Next up, we got the Browns going against the Steelers. The Browns putting on a show. Well, let me rephrase that. Jerry Jeudy putting on a show Monday night against the Broncos. It was a fantastic game. I think, other than the couple pick sixes that Jameis Winston had, shout out to J-Mo. He was good for a few of those in Tampa. I think the Steelers are just a better team than the Browns. I think, the Browns have peaked, as far as they can, and they're not going to win very many games the rest of the year, but give me the Steelers in this matchup. Next up, we got the Saints going into New York to play the Giants. Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito. Yeah, I kind of hope the Giants win just because it would just tank the Saints even more than they already are. But something tells me, the Saints are a little bit more of a complete team than the Giants are. So give me the Saints here by 10. All right, divisional matchup. We got the Jets going into Miami to play the Dolphins. This game could be interesting because, the Jets aren't that great, and Miami isn't bad, but they're not great. Miami, I feel like at home, obviously, they're not playing in New York, so Miami at home, this is going to be kind of a fair weather advantage for them because if this was in New York, it'd be kind of cold, and they're not very good in cold weather games, as we've seen. Go ahead and give me the Dolphins to win this game. All right, Jaguars and Titans. Trevor Lawrence took a hell of a hit last week against Houston, and I mean, whatever side you're on, dirty, not dirty, doesn't matter. I mean, it was rough. Most likely going to be Mac Jones starting. Titans have had flashes of what they could be. Obviously, 2 weeks ago they beat Houston. Last week they started a comeback against Washington, but ended up losing. Tennessee at home, I don't know if that really makes a difference, but I don't think a Mac Jones-led Jaguars team is all that great. So I'm going to take the Titans at home in this one. Next matchup we got is the Falcons going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. This is a game that could be good depending on what Kirk Cousins shows up. If we get an early season Kirk Cousins, the Kirk Cousins that played against the Bucs twice and, looked fantastic and looked like the MVP caliber quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be, then this would be a really good game. If this is the Kirk Cousins that showed up the last, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they had a bye week in the middle of that. The one against Denver when he didn't throw a touchdown, and then when he threw 4 picks last week, now we're looking at a different story. I want Minnesota to win because obviously that helps our chances in Tampa. So give me Minnesota at home. I think they pulled off by a field goal. All right, next game up we got is the Carolina Panthers going into Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Carolina took us into overtime last week. They, put up a good fight against Kansas City 2 weeks ago. I think they're getting better, but Philadelphia is on a streak right now, and they are playing out of their mind. They're just playing really well. They're playing complete football, and so I think, they're definitely a postseason team. I don't want to go as far as to say like Super Bowl team, but definitely postseason, deep run postseason team with the way that they're looking. Go ahead and give me the Philadelphia Eagles, and obviously playing in Lincoln Financial is always tough, so give me Philly. All right, next up we got is the Raiders coming into Tampa to play the Bucks. Again, I mean, if we have any chance at the NFC South, we have to win out, and Atlanta's got to keep on losing. I'm going to say that we win this game being at home is going to help. You know, we can't play like we did last week. You know, we got to limit mistakes and turnovers, but we also have to get pressure. Give me the Bucks in this game. All right, next up we got the Seattle Seahawks going into Arizona to play the Cardinals. This could be a toss-up here. I think Seattle could get their footing underneath them. I think they've won 2 or 3 in a row now. Had a great comeback win against the Jets. The last time I think we saw these two teams was like 2 weeks ago, and Seattle beat them in Seattle. So I think this could be a good game here. Give me Seattle for the sweep. I'm going to take Seattle on the sweep here. All right, next up we got the Bears going into San Francisco to play the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey out for the year with a PCL tear. You know, that's a tough loss for them, obviously. You know, they had flashes of, you know, they still had a decent offense with, I think, who was it, Jordan Mason, local Tennessee guy here. You know, I think, but I don't know. I think that kind of deflates them a little bit. They are playing the Bears, so that may help them, and they're also playing at home. Interim head coach for the Bears, because obviously Matt Eberflus got fired after that, whatever you want to call it, on Thanksgiving. You know, whatever you can call it, it's still better than him not calling a timeout. So give me San Francisco to win this game. All right, next up we got Buffalo going into Los Angeles to play the Rams. Buffalo just looked dominant. I mean, yeah, they're playing at home, they're playing in the snow, right? That's the advantage of being in Buffalo, but man, they just look dominant. They look so good. As far as the AFC goes, I mean, they are right there. I would love to see them in the Super Bowl. I really would. But they're looking for a deep playoff run too. Obviously, they've had their struggles against Kansas City over the last few seasons in the postseason, so hopefully that doesn't get in the way. But man, give me Buffalo in this game. Buffalo's just been looking good. All right, the Sunday night game that we got is the Chargers going into Kansas City. I want to pick the Chargers so bad because I want Kansas City to lose, but they're playing in Kansas City. So playing at Arrowhead is just tough, and I think it's tough for any team. I'm still, you know what? Actually, I'm going to take the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, I think they get it done. All right, and last matchup we got is the Bengals going into Dallas to play the Cowboys. Cowboys were 0-5 up until Thanksgiving at home, so now they're 1-5. The Bengals are the best offensive team with the worst record in the NFL. It is not Joe Burrow's fault. It is not that offense's fault. I don't know what's going on. So as long as, I guess, the Bengals don't score 30 or more points, they win. If they go under 30, it's a W. We'll just say that, I guess. Dallas starting Cooper Rush. I mean, they're all over the place. They are a mess. Go ahead and give me Cincinnati to win this game. I think Cincinnati needs this game, you know, just for pride at this point. Joe Burrow has been playing absolutely fantastic. And I think he continues that just as so long as, you know, Cooper Rush doesn't turn into Tom Brady. All right, guys. Hey, that's it for my Week 14 picks. Listen, I thoroughly enjoy you guys watching these episodes and, you know, keeping up with all of these and, you know, helping us build this channel back up. Make sure that you are liking all of these videos, subscribing, and following us across all social media platforms at KFRSBRTScast, so that way you can stay up to date with episodes just like this one and other solo segments like Sexy Time with Big Sexy and One-on-One with BG, where I recap all of the Bucks games. So stay tuned for more episodes. Hey guys, thank you again so much for tuning in. Until next time, I am your host, BG. Peace out.